Now that we have created our table, we have inserted some data. Let's see how we can modify the data, how we can delete some data. So let's go back and select everything from our table again. Select star from STU. Now let's see the students that we have. We have all of those students. Okay. Now let's see how we can modify some data. I will keep this just to show me the update in real time. I need to change, let's say, the GPA for John Doe number 1101 because I know most of them are John Doe. So what I will do is I will write what we call an update query. So update, and then we'll specify your table STU, and then I will say set the GPA to let's say 3.99, where student ID is equal to 1101. So what I'm doing is I'm changing the GPA to 3.99 for that specific student, which is the first one. Let me just do this to show everything. Now what I did is I just changed the GPA. I can change the name, for example, so I'll say change full name to something like not John Doe, where the student ID is 1101. And this is changing the full name. Now you can change anything, but you have to specify some kind of filtration in a where clause, and I usually highly encourage or highly recommend that you filter by the primary key, because if you do things like this, so where GPA is equal to 3.09. Now I have multiple students with 3.09. If I do this, now all of them are not John Doe because I didn't specify something that's going to give me one record. Now, if I do this, dead one, and I take out this where clause, and I run it, everybody is a dead one. So if you take out the where clause from your update query, it's going to result in updating every single record in your database, which is the worst thing you can do. So do not forget your where clause in your update query because it's going to update every single record. Now, if you have my SQL Workbench and you have the save, update, and delete turned on, then that's going to prevent that from happening, because this is something that the DBMS is doing for you just to make sure that you're doing the right thing, but it's not going to be there in every single scenario, and I had it turned off to show you what's going to happen in real life and what's going to happen if you omit this part of the query. Now, deleting the data. How can I delete some data? What I will do is I will just say delete from, and then stu where student ID is equal to 1101, and then see, this is 1101. He's a dead one right now, and he's gone. Now if you run this back again, nothing happens. It's not going to give you an error. The query is right, but you don't have that record, so it's not going to complain, not going to do anything. Now again, if you have a bad filtration, so if I say delete from that where the GPA is 3.09, it's going to take everybody out whose GPA is 3.09. And if you going to include this part. What's gonna happen is every single record in your database is going to be taken out. So this is going to delete every single record from your database. So again, omitting the where clause in the delete query will result in deleting all of the records in your table, which is pretty equivalent to what we talked about. So truncate table stu. Now if I do this, I don't have anything in here. Truncating table is going to result in deleting all the records as well. Now drop table stu. If I do this, there is no stu anymore. See, it's gone. And if I try to do a describe, it's going to complain because the table stu does not exist. And this is how you create tables, modify them, insert data, modify data, delete the data, and finally delete the tables.